Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hallmark August podcast. And we are really excited today. We are talking about the August movies from Hallmark Channel, the Summer Nights movies. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We hope that you all have been enjoying them. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Caroline is here.
Hey y'all,
How's it going?
going good.
Did you have a
Preparing for
pretty,
the tropical storm. So,
oh my gosh, I know.
hmm hmm
Yeah, it's crazy. This summer has just been wild.
hmm hmm
Well, what do you think overall of these Summer Nights movies? Did you think it was a good season, or how do you feel?
Like some hits and misses.
Uh-huh.
So it was kind of.
Yeah, kind of like Hallmark 2023, wasn't it?
Hmm
And that was disappointing, because a little bit disappointing, because I thought last year was very strong. Like, of
hmm
my non-Christmas favorites of 2022, like tons of them were from August.
hmm
That was
Yeah,
I think they actually called that
August
was
was.
fall last year, but whatever.
hmm
The August movies last year was very strong.
That is true. Those were some of my favorites.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was definitely more of this hit and miss,
Hmm
but yeah, well, let's dive in. Let's talk about it. So the first one, I actually haven't seen it. I missed this one, but I knew you'd seen it. It's A Lifelong Love. I
hmm
was traveling the week and I just haven't been able to catch up. This was on Hallmark
hmm
Channel. This Andrea Brooks and Patch May, director Nicholas Humphreys, writer Caroline Portu. This, while trying to reunite her grandfather with his lost love, Annika teams up with college sweetheart Ryan to create a book about the experience, documenting different love stories along the way. So, what did you think of this one?
I enjoyed it. I like the mystery aspect, trying to find her. And I know they've done a movie together before, Andrea and Patch. So I thought they had decent chemistry. So, the grandpa was just so cute, and I enjoyed it.
You thought they had good chemistry?
Hmm
That's good, because that's something for some reason, I feel like Andrea struggled with.
hmm I think it helped because I've seen the other movie they were in
Uh
together.
huh.
So, and it worked for me that they were college
Mm.
sweethearts.
Did you think that it was better than the other movie? I haven't seen it.
I because it's different
Same director
types.
too,
Like,
I think.
yeah, it was. I like both. The
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, I forget the name. It was like a fishing movie or something like that.
Oh
Um,
yeah. No,
hmm
maybe I did see that.
it was a wrong. This chemistry is more like they were reuniting. So I like that
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Was this
helping.
one more of would you say it was more of a drama, or was it a
Uh,
rom-com?
I wouldn't say it like a drama, but it was more like mystery, like
Mm-hmm.
trying to find the lost
Yeah.
love.
Because the
But it wasn't
story
like a
kind of
rom com.
sounds movies and mysteries almost more than
It
Hallmark
was on
Channel.
movies and mysteries.
Oh, it was? I that down
Hmm
wrong. Okay,
hmm
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They love doing those ones where you know you're looking for, you've got a clue of some kind. You've
hmm
got what was the grandfather, was that sweet?
It was sweet.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, and it was just cute seeing like an older like romance,
Uh-huh.
And they were interviewing different people about their romances, and
Okay.
seeing that along the way. That was cute.
Hmm. Oh, good. Well, that's
So like
good.
when they went to different areas around trying to find the woman,
Uh-huh.
they would start talking to people about like their love stories or stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I like that.
Okay. Well, so what would you give it, 1 to 5 crowns?
Mm, Probably a three. I,
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed it.
Uh-huh. All right. Good. I'll have to check it out.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
All right. So then we have Aloha Heart. And this is was on Hallmark Channel. Taylor Cole, Kanoa Gu, director Seth Jarrett, writer Nicole Baxter. A conservationist travels to Hawaii for her best friend's wedding, and instead of a relaxing vacation, finds herself in wedding prep and helping the new hotel manager make changes to his family hotel. So what did you think of this one?
I really wanted to like this movie because Taylor Cole's been she's been one of my favorites over the last couple of years, and so it was just the chemistry wasn't there, and that took me out of the movie.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I wanted to like it too because I interviewed Taylor at Christmas Con. I really enjoy her. She's been very, friend of the podcast. And I love Hawaii. Of course, my heart is with the people in Maui. That is just devastating.
It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah. And so I definitely was really wanting to love it. And boy, it really did not work. Like this, I just very confused. I have never written a Hallmark script. I'm going to be trying in the next couple, years, going to try my hand at it, but I don't understand how the script makes it through all of the checks and all of the, everything. There was nothing here. I've rarely seen a movie where so little happens. It was what is this?
So
a slice of life movie? This is a documentary? I don't know. There was just nothing. What? We're watching this woman plan her friend's wedding. And it wasn't even the wedding. Half the time she was planning the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, that didn't work.
It was what? And
his friends were just acting like they were so much younger.
Yeah, and all of this, we got to have the perfect rehearsal. No one cares about the rehearsal dinner.
And it's a groom. Or at least
she was all upset about my friend's gonna judge me because I don't have the perfect rehearsal dinner. What?
And at least down here, in the South, the groom's parents planned the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah.
So
you're in Hawaii. You don't have to what do you have to plan?
The views would be enough for me.
Yeah, exactly. You already got the decor just out the door.
Have a little outside barbecue or come on, people.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It just anything can be good with the right writing, but there was just so little story here. And literally his whole plot was renovating his pool at the hotel.
Yeah.
And when is he gonna close the pool? And what? There was nothing. And his parents, but I was really just, it was rough. It was hard to finish.
And the age, they seemed the age difference was gonna be too much for me.
Yeah. So Taylor Cole is 39. Kanoa Gu is 28.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So big age difference.
Wow.
And it's one thing, I guess, if that's kind of part of the plot, if it's addressed at all, but it wasn't. And that would not be a deal breaker for me. if I was, feeling it, I could really,
Yeah.
I don't care. But yeah, no chemistry, but I wasn't really their fault because there was just, they gave them nothing to do. There was not, like, I was just, I mean, come on, there has to be some story.
Yeah, it was the conflict, and like it was just, it wasn't like rewarding, like,
Yeah.
at all to the end.
And the
Because like you weren't really
banter,
rooting for him.
wasn't good enough on its own to support the complete lack of story. And it's just so interesting because this writer has Nicole Baxter, who we've never had on the podcast. We've tried. Boy, she is really hit and miss because she did The Presence of Love, which I absolutely love. It's one of my
That was a
favorites.
good one.
And like, I liked We Wish You a Merry Christmas. That was for the marriage and crisis movies. That was pretty fun. But then she has ones that I really don't like Fashionably Yours, and then let's see. I like Christmas Bells Are Ringing. That one's good. Love and Design I did not like. Anyway, very hit and miss, this writer. It's a try.
Love
It's a
and
tricky
Design.
thing.
Which one was?
That's the one with
that?
Danica and
Oh yeah,
and Andrew Walker.
Yeah, that wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how much time they spent on the pool. Like, why does anybody care about this pool?
You're in Hawaii.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, it's a hotel. Sometimes you have to renovate the pool. Like,
And the environmental side of it and everything. Like, it was just kind of odd.
Yeah, it was just, what? I don't know. This one was bad. It's not my worst of the season though, which says something.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. I give it, just for Hawaii, I guess, I give it 2. But
I was gonna say 2.
yeah, it
For the
was
views.
not good. So that's very disappointing. All right, so then we have Making Waves. This on Hallmark Channel. Holland Redden, Corey Cott, director Terry Ingram. When a music label executive goes to a festival on the Outer Banks to beat out the competition for an elusive new band, she discovers that the group is fronted by her childhood summer sweetheart. So what did you think of this one?
I enjoyed it. Like, it was fun to see Holland in a non-Christmas movie. And I thought they had good chemistry too. So
this was her second Hallmark movie, right? And she did the one with Tyler, the Time for Something. I forget.
Him?
Time for...
It's a him or her?
It was a him. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track of all the
pronoun.
Pronoun.
Yeah. And then of course he was in the Butler movie, which I enjoyed.
See, I like the Butler movie.
I did too. I
see some hate on that movie. I'm like, come on, people.
Yeah. Now for this one, it's interesting because I would say this plot is not the most interesting. Like, them back and forth with the band and then and then the sort of the reveal, where he thinks that she's this you knew that as soon as you met her boss, you knew that was going to be the conflict.
Yeah.
That they're turning them into pop music. And so it was serviceable, but nothing like that compelling. But what worked really well was, this is a time when the banter really did work. Kate Shriver, Laura Stryker, and I think this is one of their first. This is they have one other writing credit on a series, but this is their first movie. So both of them. So I think that they did a really wonderful job with the banter and the writing.
I like it worked well for them, being sweethearts.
And the music was good. I enjoyed the music.
I enjoyed the music too.
And I think these two had really nice chemistry. I was feeling
Mhm.
it. So that elevated it a lot.
It takes you, like, it makes you believe that they're really into each other when,
Yeah.
the chemistry
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. And I liked the fact that there wasn't this like sometimes these second chance romances, it's like, I let you go and I
Mhm.
didn't want to be stopping you. No, they just
Yeah.
missed their
Chase your
chance.
dream. Yeah. Mhm.
It wasn't even like they didn't even give it a shot. Like they
Yeah.
didn't really
We're
even
trying to
hardly
work
know
it
each
out.
other that
Mhm.
much. He was like
Mhm.
this guy that
Came for
she
the
had a
summer.
crush on and liked, but never there was never that sense of like betrayal,
Mhm.
you
So
know,
it worked.
in
Mhm.
the past, which
Mhm.
I liked. I thought that was because I feel like that's more realistic
Yeah,
most of the
especially
time.
for like a summer like
Yeah,
type thing. Mhm.
right. Yeah, and they did a good job kind of creating this festival. It felt like, oh, it felt like a real festival.
It did. I was like, I
The
want to go.
I know, but yeah, the music festival I thought was a fun idea, and
Mhm.
it felt like I said, it felt like a real festival.
Mhm.
They did
And
a
it worked for a
good job
summer
with that.
movie, uh,
Mhm.
a music festival.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I mean, they captured the beach. They had the kayaking
Mhm.
scenes.
That was
Uh,
cute.
at least it wasn't as totally cringy as the kayaking scene in Wedding Season.
Mm,
That
that
was
was.
rough. That was
Mhm.
rough. What were they doing?
I know.
And I thought this Corey, he I want him in more. He was
Mhm.
very swoon worthy. He had that long lingering look really
Yes.
well,
Mhm. He
which I
played that
love.
well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was very, very good. And of course he's got like the Broadway chops. And so
Mhm.
he has the singing ability
Mhm.
for the role. So that was good. But I want to see him in more.
I hope he's in more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really,
A
really good.
Christmas movie would be fun.
Yes. Oh,
Mhm.
I would love that. It would be
Mhm.
so good if you had him in a Christmas movie with I'm trying to think who's like a really good, maybe even like a really good singer.
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe even like an Alicia Witt or somebody like that. Like
Mhm.
have that would be a fun plot.
That would be fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, well, I really enjoyed this one. It was basic. I can see why some people might be like, "Oh, the story, we've seen it all before." But it was well done, well executed,
Mhm.
and so I would give this one a 4.
Mhm. I was gonna say a 4.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So then we have a safari romance. This is on Hallmark Channel. Andrew Walker, Brittany Bristow, Leif Bristow directing, writer Agnes Bristow, Megan Henry, down to earth wildlife biologist working on a project that will foster protection of wildlife in Africa, is forced to team up with a theme park designer, Tim Erickson, who wants to create an over the top safari attraction. So, what did you think of this one?
I thought when I first heard about the movie, I'm like, "Oh, this will be interesting." Because we
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen this before. Like, we've seen a safari movie before, but not like this. So I thought it would have been fun, but it just didn't work for me. Like, the chemistry wasn't there,
Yeah.
and some of the plot was kind of like, "Mm,
I like everybody involved in this. I just want to say that at the beginning.
mhm,
I like Andrew. I like Brittany. They've been very kind to us as far as a
mhm,
podcast. I thought this was absolutely terrible.
mhm,
I thought it was borderline unwatchable. I mean, I
mhm,
would rather watch if I wanted to watch just for the animals, then I would rather
mhm,
watch like Disney's Lions or something. Like
mhm,
watch a nature documentary because
mhm,
this was I thought just absolutely terrible. I
mhm,
thought that I'm again, I'm not trying to be mean, but I thought
mhm.
that Andrew and Brittany were both not good. And I thought
Yeah,
they were both very, very stiff. Their acting, felt very rehearsed and just
Mhm.
not authentic. And a part of that is the script was very flat. And
Mhm.
but they had absolutely no chemistry at all. And
Mhm.
we have a big age difference between them, which I think is part of it. Um,
Mhm.
but it was really hard to watch, just these stiff performers with this terrible plot. Like I I mean, if they said drone one more time, I think I might have like lost it. I mean,
That was a lot of drone talk
a
in this
lot of
movie.
drone talk. And I mean, the idea that this his boss, she was so one note and so cringe, and
He
that she's gonna make this
acting like a
manipulate.
college girl.
Yeah, she's gonna manipulate this other guy there to use the drone when literally this whole operation could be shut down because of it, and they've said it multiple times.
Mhm.
I mean, how selfish and just plain stupid are you in what you're
Mhm.
doing? And you're trying to convince these people you're trying to, like, you would go out of your way to to follow the rules and be
Mhm.
accommodating and everything, because you're trying to convince them we're not the big bad amusement park. We're actually conservationists. We're doing we're doing a good thing here. So you would go out of your way to be like,
To
we are not the evil zookeepers or whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, and especially that you would risk it all for some drone footage makes no sense at all. And
And she
they
wasn't even the boss wasn't even needed. Like
no.
it was it, it reminded me of old Hallmark about
Hmm.
the bad
Yeah.
the other woman coming and stuff.
Yeah, it's true. We used to have sort of the shrew,
Mhm.
like in Nine Lives of Christmas, or some of these
Mhm.
classics. You'd have and you're like, why are you even dating this? Because at least he wasn't dating her, but you're like, why are you
Mhm.
dating this woman? She's
Mhm.
horrible.
Yeah, like you're acting like you're still in college and you're a grown woman. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind self-interested characters. I don't even
Mhm.
mind like outright villains that are bad people. I do mind when those people makes decisions that aren't reasonable, that aren't
Mhm.
in the benefit of their own self-interest. Because we
Mhm.
as human beings are self-interested creatures. Like
Mhm.
we want to do what will bring us the most seeming joy, right? And her choices make no sense for her character, so it just becomes kind of frustrating, because like there's no way that she would want to be seen as this person who is taking down this entire thing because of like drone footage. Like that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Doesn't make business wise or like just for
No,
your image in general. Like,
no. And and there was just nothing. Like you were supposed to buy that he would be so attracted to her that he'd like come back at the end like that
mhm.
and like interrupt her PH or big presentation, and
Yeah. Mhm.
that was supposed to be super romantic. You're just like, oh, you're just being rude.
Mhm. And the kiss at the end, I like kissing in front of
Oh,
all those people. Like,
terrible,
mhm.
terrible. I mean, I didn't have super high hopes for this, but I did not expect it to be one of the worst Hallmark movies I've ever seen. And in
Mhm.
my opinion, it really was, because not only was it really cringe and the characters were terrible and the acting was bad, it had like there was just nothing. I mean,
Mhm.
the story, the you're following. I mean, there was literally the only thing was, yeah, there's some pretty animal
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
This kind of movie, I would rather watch the behind the scenes
Mhm.
of how of it being made, especially
Mhm.
because it's the Bristow family, who again we love them. It was just didn't work for me, and I hope it
Yeah.
worked for other people. But I thought it was really bad, and I don't know. I mean, I'd give it half a crown. It was really bad.
I'll say 2 crowns just because of the views. Like,
Yeah.
and they tried like
Yeah.
something different, but it just didn't work
The
for me.
story, the acting, the script, the villain, the
The villain.
drones, it was really bad. So yeah. Oof. It overtook Made for Each Other, which I really didn't like,
Oh wow.
as my worst of the
Least
year.
favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Made for Each Other was more just, it was, had so much potential, and it was so disappointing.
Yeah,
And
it was disappointing.
I really disliked her as a lead, but it was better than this.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Pilot Podcast. My name is BJ.
And my name is Me Too, and we promise this promo is worth it, so please don't skip ahead.
We're two judgy friends who put our judgmental skills to work for you. We review the pilot episodes of new and popular shows, and shows that our listeners request to answer your question, should I watch this?
Look, a lot of us are spending a lot more time at home, and yes, we should be reading and trying new projects and enriching ourselves, but does anything beat binging a great show?
Let us take the guesswork out of deciding what your next show will be. Tune in to The Pilot Podcast at thepilotpodcast.com.
Anyway, so sorry about that. All right. So then we have Never Too Late to Celebrate. Hallmark Channel. It's got the Pen of Vegas in it. Director Felipe Rodriguez, writers John Bellina and Talia Gonzalez. Career-focused dentist Camilla is reluctant to celebrate her 30th birthday, but inspired by Javi, a Spanish teacher, the two plan a quinceañera-themed party to honor her Hispanic heritage. And we are probably going to do like a full-on breakdown, full episode recap of this one. So I'll have more to say about it, more details. But what did you think overall?
I enjoyed it very much. Like it was something different, and this time I really liked the Pen of Vegas together.
Yeah.
And I really loved Alexa's character, and with her mom, I enjoyed that, and seeing her growth and his growth too. Like, and I liked learning more about the Mexican culture.
I did too. I really enjoyed it. Talk about swinging the pendulum back and forth between movies, but I really enjoyed this one, and I thought that it was very sweet. Her coming to understand her own heritage, but also falling in love, and also coming to understand her father more. I do think that there's some things that are like, come on, how you really have never heard of horchata before? Like, come on. I mean, I thought there's some stuff that it's just pretty common at this point that I think you would have heard of. Even
And
if you didn't have a Mexican dad.
And I like that they talked about, like, especially immigrants wanting to become like all American, you know?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, no, it was really good that her father was a proud immigrant and wanted to completely immerse himself in the culture, in the American culture. But I do think, like, I just feel like there's some stuff that like you would have. It's like, I mean, they didn't have this, but it's like everyone knows what piñata is. Like everyone knows like some basic parts of Mexican, culture. And I feel like horchata, most people, it's like in most gas stations. I don't know. I just feel like most people have heard of horchata.
And I think her mom would have tried to at least bring some of that.
Yeah.
And especially once he passed away.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's talk about like your dad.
Yeah. I feel like you would have gotten something, but that was certainly not a deal breaker or anything like that. But I do think that they had really nice chemistry together, and so now we have 2 for 2 the last with the Pennevegas, we had The Love in the Limelight, which I enjoyed last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that one did a good job with your Latino family.
Yes.
And then I think this one also did a good job with that. Like I really liked his family a lot.
Me too. I love this family.
Mm-hmm. Really liked his brother. I thought that he was really charming, and I liked the back and forth of like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And he had this bad breakup, this bad relationship, and it's so not only was he kind of floundering as far as romance wise, but also he didn't have like a permanent job. He was just substitute teaching and just kind of directionless in his life.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that he was a pretty good character, and I liked the fact that so they have this kiss and it actually like means something and matters to the plot,
Mm-hmm.
because then he freaks out and gets really worried, and so then he kind of breaks things off, and she's upset. But then she gets the opportunity to go and work in Mexico
Mm-hmm.
because she's just been doing, I forget what her job was.
I think she was working with the dentist, but then he was going to
Oh yeah,
retire.
that's right. She's a dentist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she had always wanted to go and work in Mexico, but she'd
Mm-hmm.
never done it. She never had taken that leap. Well, so she decides to take this job in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and she has the opportunity to become a partner in the dentist
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
industry. And so she's like debating what to do. And then he comes back and he's like, oh, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, I already took this job offer.
Mm-hmm.
And I
It was a
thought
good conflict.
it was a good conflict, because normally I'm like, who cares where you live, just
Mm-hmm.
make it work. But in this case, because she had taken the job, that and it was like more complicated than that, that
Mm-hmm.
it was all about her dad, and it was all about, like, it was more than just a job,
Mm-hmm.
and he had missed, this opportunity. I just thought it worked better.
Mm-hmm.
And then the resolution for him to go to Mexico as well was just like perfect. I loved
Mm-hmm.
it. It was
Mm-hmm.
great.
Because like they weren't both giving up something, like that
Yeah.
he could work anywhere and and help her grow in
Mm-hmm.
her Mexican heritage.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah. And some people say, oh, it's a pretty fast relationship, but they did spend a lot of time together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they were getting married or something, but they're just
Mm-hmm.
both going to be working in Mexico and keep dating,
Mm-hmm.
which
I thought like it was realistic,
I
like
think so.
spending so much time together and him helping her with her culture. I mean,
Yeah.
that you bond quick that way,
Yeah.
I
Because it's
think.
not like they got engaged or something. They're just going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
dating in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I liked that. I also thought the movie looked really nice. I thought it
It
was
was
well
pretty.
shot, well done. It had like a really almost vintage kind of quality to
Mm-hmm.
the cinematography, and just everything felt very warm and homey, and I liked that. And the quinceanera was beautiful, and it was
Beautiful.
fun to see. I thought it really
Her
kind of paid off.
dress,
Her dress,
so
yeah,
beautiful.
really paid off. It was a great dress, and it was fun to see that side of a tradition, that
Mm-hmm.
and I liked too that there really wasn't that much like planning drama. Like most of the planning was quite empowering for her,
Mm-hmm.
for the
Yeah, I'm
most
glad
part.
it wasn't like a silly conflict to kind of
Yeah,
split them up. Like it was
right.
real.
Yeah.
And
What
that
did you think?
dancing scene,
Yeah.
ooh,
Oh, yeah.
that was
That was
one of my
really good.
favorites. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then we have Napa Ever After. This was on Hallmark Channel, the first one, The Mahogany. It
Mm-hmm.
says Denise Botte and Colin Lawrence, director Alphonse Atui, writers Wendy Ellie Jackson and Nina Weinman. After inheriting her strange grandmother's winery in Napa Valley, Cassandra, a high-powered attorney, takes a sabbatical from her job to renovate the property that was the source of the fractures within her family. With the help of handsome local Alec, she learns more about the grandmother she hardly knew and is able to reconcile the past while finally opening herself up to a love like she's never known. I actually have not seen this one. We're not going to spend that much time on it because it's going to be covered up by a Mahogany Cast. Did you get a chance to see it?
I did. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thought they had good chemistry, and I liked the story. It was beautiful vineyard,
Uh-huh.
and I really like Denise, the lead.
Yeah, new lead.
I
I've
liked
never
her.
seen her before.
hmm
And did you feel like this one belonged on Hallmark Channel compared to the other Mahogany?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's good.
hmm it had a little bit of drama, like family drama, but it
Uh-huh.
was like it felt Hallmark Channel.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, we had that clip of him without his shirt. That's exciting.
Yes, yes. I want to say hello, Colin. Like
Yes. God.
he,
But you thought they had pretty good chemistry, the two of
I,
them?
I did, I did,
Yeah.
and it last her time there was so long. It felt natural
Uh-huh.
that their chemistry progressed throughout
Mm.
the time that she took the sabbatical.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
hmm
I'm glad. I'll definitely be watching it. But
hmm
what would you give it 1 to 5?
I'll say a 4. I
Okay.
enjoyed it.
Oh,
It was
good.
my favorite mahogany.
Oh,
So,
okay.
hmm
What was your favorite before this?
what's the Christmas one?
Oh, the holiday stocking.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. My favorite is still well, I haven't seen this one, but my favorite is probably the To Sir with Love one.
Oh
The
yes, yes, that one's good too.
but that one, Skylar, I just loved her. She was the
hmm
best.
hmm
But that's good. That's really, really good to hear. All right. So then we have Big Sky River, The Bridal Path, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, Emmanuel Vager and Coven Smith, director Peter Benson. Tara, now settled in Montana and dating Cowboy Boone, works to bring their family lives together, but tensions arise as blending their families will be more of a challenge than anticipated.
hmm
So, what did you think of the first one? And then what do you think of this?
I like the first one. Like I
Mm-hmm.
thought it had good chemistry. It's weird for me to see Kevin with somebody else besides Pascal. So
Uh-huh.
it takes like I enjoyed him
Mm-hmm.
um with her though. So but this one it felt different. This
Oh,
one
yeah.
to me.
You didn't think they had as good a chemistry in this one?
They had good chemistry, but it felt like they were going backwards
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes.
Well, we talked about it many times about the curse of the Hallmark sequel. It's just
hmm
hard.
hmm
And this was one that, I mean, in our preview, Anne and I were like, what? Why are they making
hmm
this movie? And I think they
hmm
probably just had the rights to the books. And so they're like, well, let's make another one. Because
hmm
I don't know anybody that was really itching for it.
hmm hmm I didn't have to have the sequel, so
No,
no.
no.
hmm
It was okay. I thought it was all right. I mean, the
hmm
conflict felt pretty believable. I mean,
hmm
especially because not only is she is they're not only do they have this like blended family that they're trying to make work, but she's not actually her daughter,
hmm
biological daughter, and so I mean. Excuse me. And in the it is very unlikely that she wouldn't have adopted her in the first movie.
hmm
That was kind of a flaw of the first movie, that
Yes,
if her birth mom had died or was completely missing from her life, I can't remember,
I think she
um
died.
from a
I think.
very, very, very young age. Yeah, yeah, I think. From a very, very young age, there's no way you wouldn't adopt them. That
hmm
makes no sense. So that's kind of a flaw of the first movie, but still it kind of makes an interesting dynamic here because she's the mother taking care
hmm
of her, but she's not her biological mother. It kind of adds an interesting dynamic
hmm
to it. And you have her dad getting remarried and having this baby, and she goes up to the shower, and the dad says something like, I'm so excited to have this son and finally have a son. And she takes that very personally of like, oh, you didn't want me. You didn't. And all of that felt like pretty believable, that I think a teen would do that and feel that way.
Yeah, I liked her story. Aaron, I think is the character's name, right? I like that.
Yeah.
And I like the son, the older son's like conflict too, about like not wanting to move and like all the
that was all
drama with
good. The
that.
only thing that lost me in this movie was the idea that she would want her boyfriend to be treated differently by Kevin Smith's character, and you know that she was so upset. I mean, I can understand being upset that he is getting arrested, but he absolutely broke the law, and as like sheriff, he absolutely can't play favorites. He has to enforce the law. Like if it was his own child, he would still have to arrest them. Like if like a flagrant, this is not like this is a clear violation of the law. And so the fact that not only was the teen mad, which I guess I could understand, but mad, but then Emmanuel's character then is like, how could you yell at my daughter? And then they have this the whole conflict. I was just like, come on, like if you're gonna have
took me out.
If you're gonna have a relationship with a member of law enforcement, like you have to have thicker skin, because this is part of their job. This is what they do.
And then getting upset about when he didn't call or something like that.
Yeah, so that conflict I did not like, that you're gonna break up because he was literally doing his job.
And then like they were all like, she was wanting him to propose like so bad, talking to her friend about it, and then like once he did, she kind of was like so about planning the wedding.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that did not work. That was a stupid conflict. But everything else pretty much worked. I thought the wedding at the end was really nice.
That was sweet.
It was very sweet. Surprise wedding. And yeah, I would give this one like a 3.5.
That's like 3.25.
Yeah. All right. Then we have The More Love Grows, the Sun Movies Mysteries, Rachel Boston, Warren Christie, director Heather Hawthorne Doyle, writer Anne Abramowitz Junget. In The More Love Grows, Rachel Boston plays Helen, whose husband asks for a separation just after they drop their daughter off at college. Thanks to a stray dog who enters her life and the friendship of a helpful veterinarian, Helen rediscovers her strength and begins to forge a new path. So what did you think about this?
I liked it. It was nice to see Rachel in a different type of role. Like, and I like that it wasn't like super romantic, or like it didn't end with a kiss.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job with that. And I should also mention Alicia Newton from Heartland has a small role.
Yes, I was surprised to see her.
I know, I was excited. I was surprised that it was such a small role, because I just love her so much. She's kind of like the bad influence on the daughter. But that was a cute little kind of arc for the daughter, that I thought that boy was cute.
That was sweet.
Her like it was a good scene, I thought, with she goes up to the professor and he's like, you just have to study harder. There's no extra credit. There's no, because I remember that there was in my college, the economics class was notorious. The tests were brutal, and I would leave the testing center just like crying every time. It was brutal. And I remember going up to the professor and just saying, like, because I mean, I would try really hard and get like 30% on the test, like absolutely atrocious. And I said, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to quit this class. I'm doing so bad. And he was like, his name is Dr. Curl. And he kind of looks at me and smiles, and he's like, I promise that if you go to every TA, he was nicer than the one in this movie, but he's like, if you go to every TA help session, if you you come to every lecture, I promise you'll pass the class. I was like,
Mhm.
really? Can I get that in
Mhm.
writing? And I got a C minus. I barely,
There you go.
but I passed. It was
Hey, a C
enough.
is a C. I
Yeah,
passed.
I
Yeah.
was enough to get my diploma, like, and nobody, once you graduated, nobody cares,
Mhm.
as long as you graduated.
Well, it's
Um,
like me, like going to from high school to college. It
yeah,
was a like big adjustment because I went to a small private school, so like going to a big college,
yeah,
it was kind of like,
it's a lot.
oh man, like what did I get myself into?
Where
Like
did you go to college?
I went to Charleston Southern for my freshman year, then I went to
Mm.
Carolina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. It is an eye-opening thing.
Mhm.
And so I thought that was well done. And I think that it's outrageous that they didn't tell the daughter sooner, like
Mhm.
anything. I mean, she's
Mhm.
like, especially if she's considering, like, thoughtfully considering whether she's going to date this new person, and she has
Mhm.
not yet told
Taught
her
her daughter.
daughter that they're
Mhm.
breaking up. Like, what?
Mhm. And like
That
she's
was
18, like
crazy.
she'll she'll understand.
Even if she doesn't understand, like,
Mhm.
you have to, like,
Tell her.
I mean, what's the alternative? Like, hi, honey, we're breaking up and I'm dating this new person.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Surprise.
What she did. I
Mhm.
mean, uh it's not pleasant, but that's what you have to do.
Mhm.
I
And
mean,
it's like one of my friends, like her parents like divorced when she went to
uh-huh.
college. And
Uh-huh.
like it was kind of like iffy, like towards the end of high school, like you could sense that something was like going to happen, and like she still like took it so hard,
Uh-huh.
like when we were in college. So like I understand,
Oh,
but like
I
yeah.
understand why you wouldn't want to have that conversation and
Mhm.
why it would be painful, but
You gotta
I mean,
tell,
you just
like
got to
she
do
has to
it. Like,
know.
again,
She
what's the
has to know.
alternative? Like,
Mhm.
surprise, honey, I'm dating a new
Mm.
person and left your father, or he left me. I mean, what?
But it was kind of
Uh,
like she was kind of like getting kind of distant about because the daughter was gone. Like and then like he was trying
mhm.
to like talk to her,
Yeah.
or
What
it
did you
felt kind of
think?
weird.
Yeah, what did you think of the mom character?
She I don't she felt kind of just kind of pushy,
Oh, I
like
mean, really,
mhm.
really
Mm.
pushy
I'm
and
like your daughter, like
judgmental.
yeah.
And I didn't buy when she has this, like, come to Jesus moment, or she's like
Mhm.
crying at the door, and all of that
Mhm.
felt very, like, manipulative and needy. I mean, I guess it did fit her character in a way
Mhm.
that she
Mhm.
would make it all about her,
Mhm. That's
even
true.
uh but yeah, she was a lot. She was tough.
Mhm.
She was very
Mhm. She
tough.
was tough.
What do you
Went
think?
from seeing like Alexa and her mom being so supportive
Yeah,
of each other to that movie. It was kind of a it
yeah.
was
What did you think of Linda Boyd's character? Did you think she was fun?
I thought she was fun. I was surprised that she was and Andrea was in the movie.
Yeah, that
Andrea
was really random.
I was like, whoa, a lot of wind calls the heart here today.
Was Linda Boyd? She in Wind Calls the Heart?
hmm She
What is
was
she?
Elizabeth's mom in season 2.
Oh, I forgot that. Okay.
hmm hmm
Yeah. Well, her character was definitely very different.
Yes. I'm like it was fun. I'm like, okay. Like
Yeah.
it was an interesting bond, I
Yeah.
guess. Mhm.
Yeah. So that was pretty fun. I did think that for the most part, the relationship between Warren Christie and Rachel Boston was nice. And you're right,
Mhm.
they didn't push it. And he says that he'd like to be more than friends at a certain
Mhm.
point, but she's literally still married.
Yeah, that was kind of like, come on, people.
Yeah. But and I don't know how much he knew that she was still married or what.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I thought that it was nice. It was a good
Mhm.
dynamic. I was surprised that they had her ex at the mediation thing all of a sudden say he wanted to get back together.
Oh yeah. I was
It's like,
like,
oh my
dude,
gosh, you're a terrible
yeah,
person.
you are terrible. Like, and the friends like abandoning her because
Yeah.
of getting the or separating. I'm like, come on, people.
It is tough though. That I mean, I'm lucky. I've been very sheltered from divorce in my life. None of my siblings have gotten divorced. None of my cousins have actually gotten divorced. My friends, for the most part, haven't gotten divorced. But when that does happen, people, it's hard not to take sides a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you end up you, it's hard to remain friends with both
Mhm. Mhm.
sides. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard. And especially if you're like the sounding board person that
Mhm.
yourself
Yeah, you
stuff.
need to. Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah. So that was fairly believable. Overall, I thought this was well done. I
Mhm.
thought it was well acted. It was well written. I mean, for the most part,
Mhm.
there were few things that I was like, come on. But
Mhm.
for the most part, I thought this was well done. It's just really not my thing.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
I'm it, I don't know. It's kind of like you
a
can
one
have
watch movie.
yeah, I mean, you can have like a horror movie that I think is really well done, but it's still probably not going to end up on my top 10 of the year list
Mhm.
because I'm just not my favorite genre.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of the same here, that I just divorce stories, I don't know, they
Mhm.
just kind of bum me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was all very well done. I would give it a pretty high score.
Mhm.
If you are looking for a women's fiction type story, which is like a little bit of romance, I think, and especially if you've been through a divorce, I think you'd really enjoy this. You'd find it very um, therapeutic. Uh,
Mhm.
Overall, it was well done. It's just not my favorite kind of movie,
Mhm. Yeah, that's how
is
I
what
would.
I'd say.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So I would probably give it a 4. I think it was
Mhm.
one of the better of these women fiction uh
Mhm.
movies that they've tried to do. I think part of the problem is it just had, and this is a problem with these types of dramas, is that it just tries to take on too much for 80 minutes. That there was a lot happening in this story,
That's true.
and I think it's what's nice about the rom-coms is you can kind of lean on the tropes a little bit, and so you don't need to develop every single character. But in this case, you've got her relationship with the Warren Christie character, you've got her relationship with her ex, you have her daughter, you have her
Oh.
daughter's little romance, you have her daughter in school, you have her mom, and her mom's you know
Mm.
crisis and what she's
Yeah.
going through, and her mom's backstory, and how her mom tells her, oh, we did separate, actually, her and her, because she thinks her parents' marriage was like perfect.
Yeah.
You have everything with Linda Boyd's character. You have, I mean, it's just a lot
A lot.
happening for 80 minutes, and it's very difficult to make it all pay off. And I think this did just about as good a job as it could,
Mhm.
but it's just a struggle with the genre for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, I would give it a 4 out of 5.
Mhm.
But yeah. What
I
about you?
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. For like, well, we watch it probably not like it,
No.
but it was a good movie for what it was trying
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was pretty good for as far as Hallmark dog movies. It was pretty good
Yes.
too.
Hmm.
The dogs were
And I need
cute.
Warren Christie. I need him to come back to rom-com
Yes, please.
land.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. We did it. We talked about all of the movies for Summer Nights. Let us know what you think of all of these movies. I mean, I think my favorite was Never Too Late to Celebrate, and then Making Waves. I think those were the two strongest.
Mine too.
Yeah, yeah. So let us know what your favorites are. We'd love to hear in the comment section. And don't forget to watch our ranking episode that Terry and I did of our 12 favorite Summer Nights movies. I'll put a link to that in the description. You want to check that out and check out all of our ranking episodes. They've been a lot of fun to do. And we have a lot of other fun content while we're not doing interviews right now. So make sure to check that out. And Caroline, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter or X at Nita Caroline. Or
Yeah, it's just Twitter. It's Twitter.
yeah,
But
it's Twitter.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, and make sure that you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media. And it's iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, if you are listening to this episode on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really helps us a lot. 5 stars, especially as we're going into this Christmas season. It really helps people find us if we have more ratings and reviews. So please do that. And then also if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Most of our viewers are not subscribed. And so if you fit into that group, please subscribe because it helps the algorithm a lot. And please like the video. And also we have our patron group, which is so much fun. We have patron watch-alongs like we have with director Peter Sullivan this last month. And we have an exciting one coming up for October. We have an exciting one coming up for September. We are going to have director Peter Benson is going to join us. And we're still working out kind of what we're going to watch and what's going to, but that's going to be super fun. So you definitely get your money's worth with the Patreon. So check that out. Also, check out the merch store. We got lots of Hallmark inspired merch. So check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.